All right, we're back. The Graveyard Shift Movie Podcast, episode number 30, boys. The big 3-0. And we made it. Oh, okay. Ben is coming over here. He's excited for number
God
30.
damn it.
Look at
Yo,
him.
that
Look at him.
that
Look here.
collar's choking him, man. Take it off.
Yeah,
Get fat.
that collar might be a little snug.
He likes the collar. Okay, don't worry about it.
It's because it's helping you end his life.
Anyway. But anyway, this week,
Christ.
it was Tyler's pick. And he picked...
What a pick.
What a pick. He picked Beyond the Black Rainbow from 2012, even though I saw some shit that said 2010. But I think 2012 was its, wide theatrical release, so I'm going with that. But anyway, it's the first film of... Do you remember the guy's name, Tyler?
Cosmos Pantheos.
Sure.
Cosmos Panty something.
Yeah.
Pantyhose.
Pantyhose?
Who made one of Tyler's favorite horror movies, Mandy. And this was his first movie. And, oh boy, was it something. I remember I watched Mandy. I remember telling you I didn't really like the first half very much. The second half I was pretty fucking kick-ass. Looking back at it, I think I'll probably like Mandy more the second time around. But man, this movie makes Mandy all the more better. I'm gonna give this thing a 2.
How dare
I'm
you.
sorry, man. Maverick, yeah, you didn't finish the movie.
I got an hour and 15 or 20 in.
Oh man, you only had 30 minutes left.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Mm.
I'll tell you the part I did get to.
Okay.
Every now
We
and
haven't
again I
done the
look up
spoilers
at my
right here.
phone. Every now and again I look up at from my phone. This movie didn't make any fucking sense. But homeboy is bald all of a sudden. I don't know what happened.
Whoa, spoiler.
And he breaks some old lady's neck, and I was like, and they kept playing that fucking sound.
That sound was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Couldn't do it.
Anyway.
I messaged the boys, clickety clack, and I
So-
was like, nah, man, can't do it. I'm out.
So what you're telling me is this is getting a 9.
I don't want to disrespect the podcast by rating this movie, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh god. Oh god. I put Ben down. His little paw got stuck in the wire of my headphones and he was just dragging. I choked. Anyway, Tyler, give your score while I let this dog out.
Yeah, that was more action that happened in this movie. I understand it's an art movie or whatever, and the guy was trying to make this niceness. And
Super
stuff.
art.
That being said, I'm gonna give this, just because of the spectacle of it, I'm gonna give it a 3.
Yeah.
But as far as movies go, oof.
Yeah, my score was based off of a lot of shots that I liked. And that's why I
Yeah.
was okay, I'll give it a 2. And the sound design that I thought was good.
Half the fucking movie, I'm like, focus your camera. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
But maybe it was just lost on us. I don't know.
I tried looking up and reading it and being is there something going on here? And there were some things I was okay, well, yeah, but for the most part I'm still kind of lost on it. But hey, we're gonna try to talk through it, talk about this this movie. so get ready for that. Spoiler warning. And also, there was some shit in this that reminded me of shots from Mandy, but I'll try to keep that spoiler free because I want Maverick. Eventually, Maverick will watch that, so I don't want to ruin it for him. But spoiler warning: Beyond the Black Rainbow. Let's begin. Oh, so where do you want to start, boys?
So, do you want to start at the worst ending of a movie I've ever fucking seen in
That
my
was
life?
pretty bad.
I wanted Maverick to see it, but I
Okay.
couldn't tell him to watch it.
Okay, so Maverick. So the big bad this whole movie, which is the bald guy, right?
Wait.
Okay.
Before we get to the
All
ending,
right.
can you just summarize the plot of this goddamn movie?
So the
'Cause,
plot.
from what I understand,
Okay.
there's some little fucking boy in a insane asylum with magical powers.
Hold
It's
on,
obviously
hold
a
on.
girl.
It's very much a woman.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I couldn't tell. Couldn't tell.
Okay.
Deceptively hot sometimes and like very childish other times.
But there's some dude who shot up drugs in his feet, and then the dude with the bowl haircut that was fucking giving off wild
Oh,
vibes.
yeah. You didn't even get the
Um,
wildest vibes.
Yeah.
There was some part where someone was covered in like oil and everything was white. And
I think you just didn't pay attention to this movie.
that was it. That's all I got. That's all
Okay.
I got.
Well,
He killed that lady by like doing the fucking head
okay.
crush
Well,
thing.
first off, that lady
That was
was
it.
his wife.
Ah,
Okay.
Rosemary.
Rosemary.
she could have done better.
Which I can't really tell, because something was supposed to be wrong with her,
Yeah.
but I couldn't really pick up what it was.
She was always asleep, and he was like, "Are you sleeping?" No, I'm
Meditating.
Yeah. What was the thing where she was like, he came home, and she was like, "There's some beans and asparagus in the fridge." He was
No,
like, "Oh wow, that sounds
brown.
delicious."
Brown rice and steamed asparagus.
And
Which sounds amazing.
yeah, and he was just super dicky about it. He was like, "Oh gee, let me rush to the fridge."
All right, let me do a synopsis of this movie.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Whatever.
give it to me straight.
So, in the beginning, this doctor makes a lab, or a getaway, or retreat, whatever you want to call it, like a rehab center. And it's made to where people who don't belong or have mental issues can go there and reset their mind. Now, they have a girl there who, which you don't know at the beginning, but she has like telepathic powers.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're doing is they're keeping this like magnetic field up to where she can't use them.
Yeah, something like that.
And the crazy doctor's trying to figure out a way to like get into her mind and for her to let free so he could like see the world, because he went on like an acid trip and saw the eyes of God.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So he was trying to get back to that so he could like
Yeah.
understand and realize things more.
That that
It's
oil.
almost like the X-Men, but a bad way.
Yeah. That oil part you were talking about, Maverick, was him coming out of a 10-minute acid trip. And that was
What, the old dude or the dude who was bald?
the bald dude. He goes, he
Why
takes
did he shave his
acid.
head?
Well, when
He
I,
didn't have any hair.
yeah, that's the thing. He didn't have any hair. Like, it was all a,
The acid changed his body completely. It messed up his eyes. took
his
away all his
eyes
hair,
turned green. Yeah.
The fuck?
He
and
turns into,
lopsided.
he looks like a lizard person at some point in this movie. And he starts licking people in the face.
What? That's not acid. He didn't take acid.
Oh.
This
Well,
man
it's not-
snorted like
it's
a
supposed
line
to
of.
be some-
It's
they don't call it
WD-40.
acid.
Yeah,
but
no, but,
that's what it's supposed to.
yeah.
It's really cool because when he takes it, the walls in the building behind him start.
That's
like,
one of my
melting.
favorite parts of this
Yeah,
movie.
it turned red and it tripped me the fuck
Yeah,
out.
Yeah,
And it was like melting, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, that was a good shot.
this movie had a lot of things going for it. It
That's it.
just
He-
lacked
he,
in
like- is
story
that what
and
he took?
substance.
There was like a cigarette on like a ledge, and he just went and ate something. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then right after that, the wall just started like melting, and I didn't know what was going
Nah,
on.
that
That cigarette was a different thing.
Yeah, he had like an eyedropper
That
of
was
liquid.
the cigarette scene. Was the nurse who worked at the hospital, who was a heavy smoker, had gone into a room and saw like all these secret plans he had for the lady, and then he saw like the ashes, and he was like, because he knew that she had been in there.
Ah,
Yeah,
And
which-
he pretty much
something.
makes the girl killer, right?
yeah. And
Yeah.
then he like
Yeah.
makes Which, man, them secret plans, they were just close up shots of like dioramas of vaginas and dicks and shit,
But like
What?
hand drawn,
hand drawn.
Not like-
you know.
not like Teddy's pee. This was like fucking sixth grader drawing in their notebook, but like extremely anatomically correct.
Yeah, and I was like, "What? Who? This is something."
Yeah, it got really weird right there. But and that doctor who had the heroin, whatever, that was the main doctor from the beginning.
Yeah,
And my guess is that he was staying high, so he didn't remember the death of his wife.
mm-hmm.
But
oh,
that's a
okay.
guess.
What
I
a little
don't-
bitch.
I mean, love will
That-
do that too.
Old doctor. Do you
Dr.
think?
Monroe,
Do you
or
think
whatever.
that's supposed to be the girl's dad?
Yeah.
Okay, because she wants to see her dad, and he's like, you know, your dad's sick. And so I was like, is this supposed to be? But then I was like, weirdly, I was like, is this his dad too? I was like, is there some weird like sibling shit going on here?
There's the
But
weird part where he injects him with heroin, and then right when he sticks him and plunges it, the girl wakes up.
yeah,
Like, yeah, and that's supposed to be because that's like her
that's
family.
yeah, that's what I was like. Okay, well, this is definitely yeah, yeah. It because he like gives him heroin, but then it like kills him at the same time.
I think he just gives them a hot dose. He gives them like
Yeah,
a lethal dose. Yeah.
and he didn't do it like maliciously. Like the doctor wanted to die. He was like, yeah, please.
Oh, I
Take
think
me
he did.
out.
Oh, do you
I think
think
he
the
did it
doctor didn't want? Yeah,
100%. He was like, "I'm gonna kill this guy,
yeah,
and then I'm gonna make the moves on his daughter." Because right after that's when
Daughter.
he goes crazy.
yeah. The
Yeah.
daughter's the telekinesis bitch that
The
they got.
little boy in the cage is dude's daughter.
Sorry, God. I don't know how you thought this girl was a boy.
That would look like a dude to me.
Hey, question: was the guy at the campfire Tommy Wheeler?
I
The
don't
guy
know.
from Leatherface? You know the fat dude,
Yeah, I don't think
the
so.
guy in the wheelchair. I think it was.
I don't know. He looked awful
'Cause-
young to be Tommy.
yeah, that was the
Also,
only
that
thing.
dude's name totally isn't Tommy. It's
Oh,
Frank.
what's his name? Is it?
Yeah, we went over this in Texas too. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I think that was Frank.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm gonna do some investigative
Okay, you
work.
do that. So anyway, I'll tell Maverick about the end of the movie since you brought it up. So anyway, so this the bald dude, the big bad of the whole movie, the telekinesis lady ends up breaking out of this place, and she's on the run, right?
That's a crazy thing, though.
Ye-
That whole her breaking out is just
Yeah, she climbs an
bonkers.
elevator shaft at one point. Like, one of them red knight armor dudes like gets in her way, and you're like, oh, he's gonna stop her, but then he like takes his mask off and like lets her by. Apparently, I read that he shows like a little mutant baby face under his mask, but
That's what
Fuck.
is that
that's what
what
my
your
icon
picture?
is.
Apparently,
Yeah,
I missed that. I was like, I didn't see that, but yes. And then she goes by,
Yeah.
escapes.
Well, when you first see them, the robot dudes, they're like in a room, like a mirror room or some shit,
I think it was only the one guy.
hooked to like a machine.
Yeah,
He's just standing there.
yeah, and it made it look like there was millions of them. But yeah, and he was yes. But anyway, so she's on the run, in some fields and shit. And bald dude, the doctor's chasing after. The bald dude, we run into two metalheads. They're just randomly camping out here. Classic slasher fashion. The one guy's like, I gotta take a piss, and he goes walking off into the distance to go take a piss. Then bald dude comes walking up. He's like, what are you doing out here? The bald dude, who by the way, his name is Barry. There you go.
Hey.
So I'll just call him Barry for the rest of this. But he like puts his hand out and flashbangs the dude, and then he comes up and he has like this curved dagger or something.
it's shaped very much like a penis.
Yeah, and he just stabs dude up through the jaw and like and
He has
kills
like a
him.
karambit and stabs my man. A
Think
curve.
about a dildo, but it has like this cool dagger on the end, like an Aztec sacrificial dagger.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
So kills that dude, goes back to the campfire where the dude's buddy was sitting. He like walks up behind him, gets him, gets super close to his face, like cheek to cheek, and he just starts being like, "Where's the girl? Did you fuck her? I bet you fucked her." And then he like starts licking his face, and he like, gives it a lick.
Oh my god.
And then he turns dude around and sticks the knife into his mouth, like, and so blood sprays everywhere and shit, right? Then he catches up with the girl, and they're just standing there, and he's like, he starts being like, come with me, you know, come home with me, and all this shit. She, with her mind, like, stops him from moving, stops his feet, so he just can't move. And then she like tips him over, so he smacks his head against a rock and dies.
Nah. Oh, he died. Oh, okay.
And then she goes,
He made it sound better than it was.
yeah,
Because I'm not even sure she was using her powers.
At first I
And then
wasn't,
this
and then
dude's
I was like, she
blind.
must have been
Yeah.
using her powers. At first I
This
thought
dude's
this dude just
walking.
tripped.
And
Let me
the
look
tree
this clip
roots
up.
grab his feet, and he can't move, and he goes, and he falls over, and he just smacks his head, and then
Yeah.
the girl starts laughing, and that's it.
She laughs and then walks out into the distance where there's a bunch of houses that all look identical. And then that's how the movie ends. And I was like, okay, well, what were those houses supposed to mean? I was like, they all were too similar.
So remember at the end of this guy's name is Panos Cosmatos,
Yeah.
by the way. Remember, okay, this isn't giving anything away from Mandy, but at the very, very end, they show that they have like 3 moons or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is trying to say that this is like a world not of ours or whatever.
Yeah.
That like that lady like escaped. I think what it's saying is that she escaped hell just to spend time in hell. Or just a different kind, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a weird thing about like, I don't know, another brick in the wall type shit, you know?
Yeah. Like, I don't. Yeah. Because I was like, okay. Because Mandy has its little zoom out ending where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
shit. And then this one had it, but like, Mandy's I felt like made more sense, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the ending you missed, Maverick.
They don't have a picture of that dagger.
Oh no.
The guy on the cover is holding it, but
Yeah. That dude, when he goes bald, there's one shot that I love. It's one of my favorites of the movie, where he's walking down the hall to go get the girl in the cage. This is after she's broke out. But the lighting is red, so he looks like this red bald demon, and his eyes are like black and shit, and it's really cool looking. And I was like, oh man, if only the rest of the movie could have been like
what
this.
about the slug guy when she was escaping? That dude was creepy as shit.
Yeah, you missed. There was a slug dude, Maverick, who's laying on this like bed, and he's like dying and shit, right? And then she like spooks him, so he starts freaking out and like crawling after her. And she manages to like get through this door, shuts this little glass pane door in time, and then this dude is just on the door going,
Oh my god.
and like it hangs on that for like a while. Just this dude like licking next to her face, and yeah, it was pretty weird. That was a good part though. But yeah, it was. Oh boy.
It's
Hey,
a crazy movie.
let's go. We'll do it early. Let's go in the favorite and least favorite, even though Maverick doesn't really have. But the favorite for me was that scene Maverick mentioned with the dude coming out of like the ink pool and then vomiting like all the fucking
Yeah.
shit.
Who the fuck was there? There was someone there with them.
There was the doctor and his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, the doctor and his wife.
So he kills the wife. He like rips her throat out.
Yeah.
But then they like pull the baby from her,
Yeah.
and that's why he's holding the baby, Eileen or whatever. In it.
And who the fuck is that?
It's the main character of the whole movie.
The girl in the
Oh.
cage that you say is a boy.
I'm confused.
Yeah. I am Confucian.
Okay, fuck it.
Yeah. But anyway, that scene was really good. Least favorite was probably when the girl kills the nurse, and it's like they just couldn't afford the effect. So what they decided to do was just make the camera super shaky, so then they could have her face like, but you can't really see it, and it just looks like this fake little CGI like, and then fall over.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, all right.
I don't even think they could afford the makeup team to like zoom in on like because they never showed the actual gore itself, just like a blood splatter.
Yeah, and you see like a blood pool or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. I could do that. I'm sure I could make a better gore scene than that.
When we
Give
get
me a fucking bottle of ketchup
yeah,
and fucking.
when
I'll fucking.
when we do Mandy, someone gave this dude a budget, and like there's some really good effects in that. But yeah, this one it was
It's
like
his first movie, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So this one it just which I probably isn't that guy's fault, but I feel like if you have an idea for a kill but you don't have the money for it and it looks bad, You should just come up with a new idea for a kill.
I don't think it was that bad.
Oh yeah.
I
You're
mean, when
bad.
you have someone killing someone with their mind, how else is it gonna look? You know,
They're the
because
fashion that
like
did
you
it.
can
Was
make it look
Well,
super Cronenberg,
you can
right? To
make
where
it.
it's like the rubber head
Yeah. Apparently,
blowing up. Like,
apparently you could use your mind to trip them, and make them hit their head on a rock.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I just watched that, by the way. It was fucking bad.
Oh,
He
yeah.
just goes,
Yeah.
"Ugh," and that's it. And I'm like, okay.
it was probably the worst ending to a movie I've ever seen.
That was pretty bad.
Why?
Because they were hyping it up
What
though.
the
After
fuck?
once he kills that lady,
Uh huh.
I guess, and then the girl is like she wakes up, and I don't know why. I
Yeah.
guess the death of her father gave her more powers, where she could just escape
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But once that happens, the movie picks up, and it's pretty good for that like last 28 minutes.
Yeah. Until
And
the
then-
ending.
Yeah, and then the guy gets high on rocks or whatever.
Yeah. But Tyler, you got a favorite, least favorite?
You know when they had the spacesuit man walking around, whatever. That was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good when the guy was getting into his villain clothes.
Yeah.
Like if he pulls out, like he takes pliers and rips out his eyes.
Yeah.
You know, and the whole like getting ready thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty decent. My least favorite is when she's escaping and you have all these like cosmic areas where it's like it looks like she's in another world, whatever. And then she goes to that door and it's like a fucking lounge. There's like a
Yeah.
shitty couch and a
Well,
refrigerator.
How about when she gets to the basement and it like shows her and it like goes black and comes back and now she's like in a different position because like time has passed or something and it just goes black again and comes up.
Well, see, I dig that, but
yeah.
they ruined the whole thing when she like opens the door, goes to that door, and it's like a fucking break room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like music playing on the radio.
Yeah.
And I really hated the nurse. I just thought she was a bad
The one that
cat,
died?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was kind of shit.
Well,
Yeah.
she's meant to be hated, so she does her job
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah, what was the one where she's like, "Is this your mother? Did she die?" Good. And I was like, "Oh shit, you crazy." But anyway. Hey Maverick, you got a favorite and least favorite for this movie?
Nah.
well, you didn't get to the good part, right? Like, there's so many like correlations with Mandy with this movie, to where I feel like Mandy was just like him remaking this movie, but like,
There's, yeah, a couple that came to mind that, like I said, I won't ruin them. That scene where dude's driving down the road and he looks super cool because his eyes are all green. And then he looks over and he has a conversation
Yeah.
with himself with the hair and he like smiles. I was like, oh, reminded me of Mandy.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I just think the guy's making all forms of movie because like the first movie, Homegirl, well, the first movie, Beyond the Black, this movie, Beyond the Black Rainbow, she saves herself.
yeah.
And Mandy, it's Cage saving the girl, you know?
Mhm.
So what's the next movie gonna be? Like,
Yeah. The kill, sort of the knife getting stuck in the mouth. You know,
well, that whole flashbang mind thing, it shows that the dude had powers
Yeah.
himself.
the acid trip.
Yeah.
This acid trip's a lot longer than the one in Mandy, but you know.
That's probably my favorite scene. I'm gonna go back and say that. When he
Yeah.
takes that acid and he submerges in that black and the tar or whatever it is.
It's like 10 minutes of like melting
Shit
heads
goes
and
crazy,
shit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. It's a
So-
dog's barking.
He knows what's up.
Hey, this movie had a budget of $1.1 million. It had a box
Damn.
office of $56,000.
Deserved.
It won so many awards.
This is one of those art award movies.
It came out in 2011, 2012?
2012.
It looked like shit.
maybe-
It looked like it was shot in the 90s.
Maybe 2010. Like it started premiering at festivals. Maybe.
Fucking god awful.
But
Well, I mean, it was shot to look like an '80s movie. Like that was
yeah,
their
we haven't
intention.
talked about that. This whole movie is based in 1983 for
So
for
bad.
some reason.
And they used a camera from the 20s to film it.
I thought it was great. They just
Well,
had some weird. It's all artistic shit.
More
Like
like autistic.
well
that's just disrespectful.
he's fucking self high five himself.
My heat's been going because it's been really cold.
Uh
It just smells like it's burning every now and then.
huh. I like the beginning of the Doctor's promotional video, talking about everyone trying to achieve pure happiness, but like he's talking and he never blinks. He's just like staring you in your shit.
So
I like
weird
that.
part.
But
That fucking intro had me rolling, dude. Like,
which
So
part?
the
what was
beginning,
that?
that intro. That's the 15 minutes I told you about. That I was like, nope.
Uh huh.
So
When I watched it the
bad,
first
but
time.
good,
But
but bad.
in the beginning, the old Doctor had the wig on, and at the end, the other guy had the wig on,
Uh huh.
and it was the same wig.
Yeah.
So it was like I was like, what is this? I'm wondering if the whole pattern repeats itself.
Yeah.
Like if he was the girl the first time.
What the fuck?
Oh.
So the doctor was the evil man to him.
Uh huh.
And then now he was the evil man to the girl. Now the girl will be the evil woman to the whatever. So
Maybe.
because Rosemary died, and now he's the
Poor Rosemary,
you know
sweet woman. There's that one part where once again kind of reminded me of Mandy, where it's your first little hint that this girl has special powers, where she like starts seizing out, and like
Yeah, she sees the fuck up.
flashing lights start, and then it like cuts into like his face, and then back to her face, and she's like, "I want to see my mom" or whatever. But anyway, the scene that reminds me of Mandy, I think, is much better done. It's one of my favorite parts of that movie. But
yeah, Mandy's just a great movie. Maybe we should do an overtime. Which makes no sense because we should have done it the other way around.
Yeah.
But
that dude gets a phone call at one point, and he's like, "Rosemary, can you get that?" That phone rings for like 2 minutes straight. I was like, Jesus Christ. Which, hey, 80s. Maybe phones rang longer back then. Another thing, just randomly, just to me, did this dude, Tyler, to you, I don't know if Maverick's ever seen it. Did he randomly at points just look like a knockoff version of Christian Bale? And yeah, an
100%.
American Psycho? I was like, what?
Yeah, he gave off that vibe. Yeah.
I'm
It's
glad,
crazy
glad
part.
we're all in agreement.
The real crazy part is that phone wasn't plugged into anything,
Yeah.
and I couldn't even hear what was being said. It sounded like demons and
Yeah, it was like.
yeah, like it was something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
I thought-
a good. It's an interpretational movie
Yeah.
to where it's
I thought.
Giving these movies credits, they're fucking shit. This movie was garbage, and I'm not afraid to say it.
All right.
But are
There was
you
no
afraid
fucking-
that
there was
you
no
just
art
didn't
here.
understand
It
it?
was bad.
I mean,
It was
it's one
hard
thing.
to watch. Nah, don't defend this fucking movie. It was bad. I would never
Hey.
recommend it. But I wouldn't even make people in prison like forced to watch this because it's just fucking that bad.
Damn.
It's terrible.
I think that if you knew more about the symbolism and stuff like that,
No, don't even bring up the artistic
This-
shit because it doesn't qualify for
this is a movie that you could watch with the director commentary, and I think a lot more of it would make sense.
I'd still want to shoot myself halfway through.
It did drag on a little bit there towards the especially like the first hour. First hour is so boring.
With him just doing interviews with that bitch and like
yeah, and I
knocking
guess
on
the
his
nurse got killed, but like you didn't care, right?
Yeah,
Like,
It was constantly with the whoa.
I like that one.
yeah.
I was like so overused, and it was loud as fuck for no reason.
I thought this movie. I don't know if y'all. I know you'd probably know what it is, but I thought this movie was gonna take a We Happy Few turn. That dude like takes the pill and he like goes from being all mean where he's like smiling and shit. And I was like, oh, it's
That dude took like 5 pills.
yeah. I was like, it's gonna be like We Happy Few.
He
But
was
do we,
popping them pills.
Tyler? Do we have any guesses on? Oh, well, I guess we kind of know because they talk about how the girl never met her mom, and you never like see the picture of her mom that she had. I was like, do we have any guesses on who her mom was? But
I wouldn't be surprised if they are brother and sister.
I think that's what they were alluding to was that they were related.
I also want to go on record as
Which
saying is I think they're supposed to be brother and sister. At the same time, brother totally wanted to dig down the sister.
yeah, it was totally a Jamie
And
Lannister.
incest, yeah. Yeah, it was very, very something.
Yeah,
Wait, who? The
The evil guy.
the
and-
doctor
Yeah.
and the girl in the
What?
cage. Yeah,
I didn't
There's
get
a point where he goes to get her
sexual vibe.
really at the end, and he walks into the room where she is, and he's so happy she escapes. But then he walks up and he smells the chair that she sits on.
yeah.
Ugh.
And he's like he doesn't lick it, it doesn't show it, but like so he's standing in front of the chair or the bed and he puts his face in the middle and he's like and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yikes.
And then Barry starts talking like an alien at one point after he kills Rosemary. He's like, now I will go. Like his voice is all morphed and shit.
and apparently there's a tracker in her.
Yeah, there's a tracker that he's following. Like I said, there's some choices in this movie. There's some weird shit. Um, but anyway, like I said, I didn't really like the movie all that much. I think a lot of the shots were really cool, but my favorites are when he goes bald. I think then the movie really like that one shot when he's driving down the road and he's like crouched behind the steering wheel. So then you just see like his little twisted green eyes and he's like just driving and shit. It was really cool. But yeah, it was something.
Mm.
Anyway, we got anything else for this one? This is a little short one, but it's like
Just longest movie though.
yeah, yeah.
What
made you pick this movie, Tyler?
Mandy, this guy's only made 2 movies. He made this and he made Mandy. Mandy is a weird same kind of movie.
Mandy has
kind of
stuff
roller
that
coaster.
happens.
Yeah, and it's an art style that I just really enjoy. I really enjoyed
Plus,
this movie
it's got
if
Nick
they
Cage.
did more in the like. You come across that slug guy, and I feel like all you had to do was show 1 or 2 other patients or whatever in the beginning.
Yeah.
Even if it's just some crazy dude screaming like for 10 minutes in the first 30 minutes. Just anything to spice up that first hour. Because the second half of the movie I like, but the chances of you ever seeing that based on that first part, never.
Yeah.
Like,
Never didn't.
I would have walked out of the theater if I was like, what is this?
There's a part in this movie where so the main character is the girl in the cage. There's a part where dude Barry, the doctor, goes off for like 35 minutes and then we cut back to the girl and I'm like, oh yeah, she's in this movie. I totally for like Barry was the main character to me in this movie. And he was like the bad guy. And I was like, oh.
I kept waiting to see if they're going to do a switcheroo to where Barry wasn't the bad guy. Right? Like,
yeah.
because they focus so much on him that it's like,
Yeah, a lot.
yeah, and it's like, well, is he the main character? Like, what's?
I don't think the telekinesis girl. I think the only time we hear her is when she says she wants to see her mom, right? Or when she. Oh, I guess she says mom and dad. So maybe
There's
twice.
a little laugh at the end too.
And the little laugh, yeah. But that's all she gets to say. So
But
I haven't looked up these people to see if they went anywhere else.
that guy, his name is Fat Chester.
Okay.
He was in a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's not the same guy I thought he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I just like it. What's the guy? The fat dude is like, oh, we should go party or something. And then the other dude's like, fat fuck. Like, throws a can at him.
Jesus.
Well, no, he was talking about how some girl was walking up to him wanting to sleep with him or something. And he was like, that didn't happen, you fat fuck. And then he starts yelling at him.
No,
so,
yeah.
So, this girl, and I hate to say this or whatever. Don't know how to say it, but
I mean, you're gonna say it.
yeah, 100%. The main girl of this movie is like drop dead gorgeous, like beautiful woman. Like you wouldn't guess based on what you saw.
I never thought it was a boy.
Yeah,
Little boy.
A little boy, too.
like
Not even a grown boy.
yeah, I don't know how old she was when she made this movie, but like she is.
Well, anyway, that's it for Beyond the Black Rainbow. It was an experience. Something that I'll take with me for the rest of my life. But next week, it's Maverick's pick. What are you picking, Mav? Hit us with it.
Something a little bit more refreshing.
Refreshing, huh?
We're doing A Quiet Place Part 2.
That's not out yet.
It is out.
It comes out in 2021.
Not. It is 20.
Well, I know that, but
It's
It's not out at all.
it's not out at all.
It's on Amazon. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah?
You can
It's
rent it
real.
on. Oh fuck. Never mind.
didn't-
That's
I
the
didn't
first
even-
one.
Didn't even type it in.
I
because,
was like, I know this isn't real.
you Black Rainbow with me, brah?
This dude's pulling a Train to Busan 2 again.
Again, yeah.
At least Train to Busan 2 was actually out in South Korea or whatever. This done fucked up everything my ring got planned.
Yeah, that was my one move. All right, we'll get back to it.
You son of a bitch.
This,
Alright, well, next week, whatever it is, I'll edit it in here. Not A Quiet Place 2, it will not be that. But
Or maybe it will be.
maybe we'll go get an advanced copy. We'll watch the movie. But, alright, well, hey, thanks for listening to Beyond the Black Rainbow. Next week, whatever Maverick picks. Hey, like, share, subscribe. I haven't said that for a couple episodes. So I'll say it here.
how dare you?
I know I've been slacking. The Faculty podcast just passed another. It's at 1,300 views now. Shout out to people watching the Faculty podcast.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah. But anyway,
No taste, but I appreciate
wow, dude,
That one was pretty good.
just insulting the people. Faculty definitely not the worst movie we've seen.
I think I would almost say that this movie was probably the worst one we've done so far.
It's toss up between this and Return of the Living Dead 2. Oh no. I guess you could say Return of the Living Dead 2, like, stuff happens. But boy, that movie is shit. So,
Well, let's not do two reviews of
yeah,
one
hey,
guy.
go check out our review on the Return of the Living Dead 2. It's just what you just heard right now. Multiply that by like 47 minutes. And that's just me and Tyler that whole episode. So,
Man, I could really fuck y'all up with this next pick, man.
what does that mean?
Yeah, what?
This next pick. Ooh. I'm thinking about going deep with it.
Talking to two guys who watch old shit, like, you're talking to two guys who made it through the last movie, first of all.
No, this next movie is scary.
Oh, scary. This is gonna be fucking. What was that movie that we were supposed to do, like, episode 4? That we never did it? That, like, Spanish movie on Netflix? Victoria or some bullshit?
La La Lorna.
No, that's not. We are supposed to do La La Norna. What was that movie? It was like, oh, people can't finish this movie because it's too scary. I don't know. Anyway. Well, what's this deep movie, Maverick?
This is like some weird
He's
Asian
like,
stuff.
we're going deep with it, and by deep he just means Tremors. 'Cause
No, he linked
Oh my
something
God.
in Discord. But it's a movie from 2002
Oh.
called Ju-on. The Grudge.
Oh, it's
original
the original Grudge. I've never seen any of the Grudges.
It's not scary at all.
It's very
Whoa.
scary. How dare you?
Ju-on.
It's her sister at the end. There you go.
How dare you? Why would you do this to me?
I don't
It's a
even.
bad movie.
I don't even know like
That's a bad
what it would
movie.
mean.
Yes.
That's a bad movie. Okay. Fine.
All right. Well, hey. Next week, Ju-on. All right. Bring your reading spectacles to read all the subtitles.
Yeah. Like the quality of that thumbnail even looks bad.
Listen.
Like,
Well, I'm excited. I've never seen any of them. So, all right. Well, next week, Ju-on, be there.
I don't think he's picking that, Tom. He's just throwing out
You
ideas.
just fucking spoiled it like a cocksucker.
I don't even know what the spoil. I don't think that was a real spoil, Maverick.
It wasn't, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
He said
fine.
it's the sister in the movie based on a killer tape girl. Like what? Yeah.
Oh, we could do this.
Did you just say we could do Insidious?
Insidious, yeah.
We've done Insidious.
Nah, again.
It's the other one we need to do now.
The Conjuring.
Yeah, the Conjuring one. I mean, there are 7 Insidious movies, right? Like, there's the whole... So we should have done Halloween, is we should have done all the movies from the thing, but we went a different route.
Did.
Speaking of the worst movies we reviewed,
Whoa.
so
You talking about Season of the Witch, you motherfucker?
I'm gonna throw Texas Chainsaw 2 in that same category. But
God damn. It's messed up. How dare
there's
you?
a lot of bad ones, but
How dare you?
I don't know what we're picking next. So thanks for watching, guys. I don't know if you canceled. Did you stop recording?
No, we're still going. All right, well.
Waiting on Maverick to pick a definite answer. Because we might be here for a while.
Let's do It Follows. I haven't watched that yet.
What's the one where, like, if you have sex with a person?
That's It Follows.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, next week It Follows, not Ju-on. So, coming at you next week, It Follows. Be there or be square. So I'm in every episode now.
No, well, hold on. What, I'm trying to think of a... It Follows, like, you should follow the channel, subscribe. Is that... I couldn't work it out.
If
you
you follow us, we'll have sex with you.
Kill me.
What?
All right, next week, guys.
How dare.